Alright. Look at that. Effective as ever. Even opened up to the cubicles for the forge. That's cool. And this. Oh yeah, look at this. This is perfect. Oh hi, I didn't see you there. You know, you being an invisible camera and all. I was just, using my excavation pepper to dig out this here area to make a mine. Oh, but I can tell you all of that after the intro. What's up, buddies? My name is Mypowerbob, and welcome back to World Building. Great. Now, with that out of the way, today we're going to mine a mine. Right here. This being a dwarven mountain, it only makes sense that you would have a mine, but for whatever reason, it's taken me like 15? Right? 15 episodes to make an actual mine. That's a crime. That's horrendous. I gotta get right on that. But you may also have noticed that my excavation pepper here is starting to run a bit, short in supply. And I don't want to waste all of it on this one here mine, So I'm going to utilize a different option for digging down this hole. So, I have gone and collected a very special little item. 4 stacks of TNT. It's not a little item, it's a lot of many items. And I'm going to use this to dig out, to blow out a pretty sizable looking area. A somewhat natural looking dug hole. Let's see if we can't dig ourselves straight down. And also, I'm just realizing. Oh, wait, I've made a mistake here. Because I'm at height 95. And the height goes into the negatives, which means I need way more than a single stack for a single pillar. Okay. I guess I'll just start and then I'll have to go and grind for some more TNT, and I already passed some iron, so that's I think that's a good sign for making this a good mine. There's some copper, pass everything on the way down. That would be great actually. Gold, lapis, diamond. I don't think I'm going to find any coal. Emerald, I'm under a mountain, could be emeralds. Yeah, this mine's going to have it all. Anyway, you don't want to watch this. Let me just clock wipe to the finished placement of the pillars. And with that, I've finished wiping. Disregard the way I put that. I have filled up a lot of TNT pillars. Used about 2.5 stacks for each pillar, so couldn't have done that without the great mod. Needed a lot of sand and gunpowder. And it's all ready to go. I just need to place this lever and pray to the world crafter that nothing goes wrong, that the TNT doesn't fly up in the air and blow the whole kingdom to kingdom come. Alright. Here goes nothing. And it's activated. Alright, I guess we're doing this now. Nah, and it's activated. Let's get away from blast zone. Oh! And oh! Okay, yeah. Oh. So some of the TNT didn't quite activate as planned. It's probably too many pillars for it to function properly. But yeah, mostly it's worked. Just instantly spawn a lot of creepers. Hey, do you actually? No, I want you to help me with this. But yeah, it's seems to have been pretty effective. Blown up exactly like I wanted. I think the size of this hole is about ideal. Let's see, I did bring a night vision potion so I can get a good look down here. Don't I have a flint and steel? I do. Let's get rid of you. Oh. No. Well, there we go. 3 or something. So yeah, now we just need to dig out this middle part here and we'll have a complete proper hole. And whoa, we almost got a lava waterfall there. Good. Now let me just remove this last part here and we can continue. And look at that! The hole is now no longer whole, but it is whole. It is finally whole. But it's not filled, it's empty, so it's no longer whole. Sorry, my brain is short-circuiting. Give me a moment. So the hole has been dug. And there's a lot of bats around. There's a lot of bats around. And not only that, there's a lot of mobs around. Just hiding in the shadows. Look at that. I need to get, building here fast. Hang some lanterns everywhere and make sure that no mobs will ever bother me when I actually try to mine here for real in the future. So, yeah, that's what I'm gonna. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go and mine out a little bit smoother here on the sides of the walls, probably. And so, yeah, I'm thinking a couple different levels, just separated evenly. Probably one for each ore where the ore spawns the most. I think that'll be good. We'll see. And then, gotta have mine carts and stuff going everywhere, and oh, I see some gold. So yeah, mine carts, probably some elevators even, and yeah, we'll just I'll just see what I'll come up with. So let's have all these. Oh, I'm being surrounded. Oh, I gotta go build. And so, with the hanging of the World Crafter's mighty pickaxe, the mine is now almost done in all its messy and complicated glory. So yes, let me show you all of it piece by piece. Starting with the World Crafter's pickaxe, their god, which they hang around their mines as a sort of good luck charm, you know, for good fortune. And then around the sides here you have 3 giant machines, which are elevators. You can see this one here is currently pulling up some ores and chests full of more ores with these giant chains rolling around this wheel. And these are based off actual real mineshaft elevators, which it has a little bit of a resemblance. And then you got like counterweights on the other side of the wall here, you know, which is what's pulling it up. See, there's another elevator down there getting pulled up, and the last one down here is in the process of being stocked. But when it comes up to the top here, everything gets unloaded on these tracks and it's sent up this highway of sorts, which connects to all 3 elevators and goes all the way around here to processing. Or it will when I finally decide to build that. I haven't planned out anything like that yet, but I'm probably going to build it right here. And then over the pickaxe here, you got oh wow, hold on. You got the air filtration system, which is similar to the ones over here by the miner forge. And yes, it does indeed connect to the surface. Also, something parkour civilization. And then the last thing up here on the main floor is this here office-ish kind of, I guess, where the dwarves keep their records of, I don't know, amount of ores they've mined out and stuff. And there's desks here where the dwarves write in the books and stuff. And yeah, I guess that's where like the supervisor hangs around or something like that. But then, looking down into the mine, you see we have 2 sets of rail tracks. So the first ones are these powered here, with chest minecarts going around, which is sort of just decoration. It's to make the mine seem more alive, to give it some movement so that something is happening. And these minecarts are lesser amounts of ore getting transported somewhere, and it goes all the way down here. More or less every level. You can see there goes one. There we have one. But then you also have these here, the roller coaster, as I like to call it, which is a way for dwarves to manually get down to each level if they don't want to take the elevator. Now this is more of an outdated system in my idea of this place, as most dwarves would probably prefer to take the elevator. But they can also take these minecarts down, and they stop at each level, where you can choose to just face a hard stop, I guess, or go straight into the mine if you want to, or to go further down. And every level has these stops. You might also notice there's no powered rails, and that's because when you get to the bottom, you got furnace minecarts, because I don't think it's a secret exactly that I like to use the furnace minecarts and Sorry, I didn't bring a card for myself. I put them there as a reminder that they do in fact exist still. But other than that, every level here is more or less identical. We got this here fountain where dwarves can have a refreshing freshwater drink. And then over here you got sort of a processing area, a minor processing area. You can see a dwarf here is ready to free this copper from its stone cage. Here we got some empty mine carts that are ready to be filled up for when the elevator gets here.
You missed that one.
And then of course, piles of whatever they have dug out on this level. So in this case, it's, you know, cobblestone and coal and copper. And then you go down here, for example, we have iron ore and amethyst. And this floor has amethyst because, well, I did cheat a little, admittedly. I took a look around to see where the closest geode was, and it was here on this level. So amethyst here, and then further down we got lapis and a mixture of cobblestone and deep slate, and yeah, so on and so forth. You get the point. And then over here you got the emergency station. This is if there's ever been an accident, a cave-in or something, they can go here and make contact with the upper floor. They can ring the bell to alert everyone. You got fireworks and a crossbow here as a sort of flare that I can shoot up into the middle, have a orange explosion. They're orange, right? I'm pretty sure flares are orange, yes. And then there's this communications tube. You know when at the playground, for example, there's like this red tube going into the ground, and then on the other side of the playground, there's another red tube, and you can talk to people through that tube. Well, this is exactly that. It's a way to communicate with each floor, because there is one on each floor. As I said, each floor is identical, and there's also one up here, so you know that there's full communication. And then you got this station here with an identical one on the other side of the floor. And these are basically just minor forges to create rails, so that when the dwarves dig into their tunnels, they can immediately lay down rails. And it's not just for the dwarves, it's for me actually, so that I can actually indeed place down rails. And so that's basically how each floor looks until you get to the lower floor. Because, well, for one, you have these elevator pads, I guess, where the elevator lands. You can see here the bottom one is placed, it's parked, I guess, where the dwarves are currently trying to fill up. And then I started to dig into the tunnel a little bit, so you can see you got some scaffolding over here, because I figured that whenever the dwarves find a tunnel, they would venture into it and extract the ores that are in there. But I guess the dwarves that were sent here were slacking off. But of course, what you noticed was this statue right here. A golden dwarf holding up a support beam with rocks on top. And there's a sign here that pretty clearly states Imemen ilt ael f deon svurav milset taist liev ilt mjergruvene. Which, I mean, it's dwarvish, but I think we all understood what it says. But just in case you didn't, there is also an English translation on the back. In memory to all of those who have lost their lives to the mines. Yes, it's a statue to commemorate all of the brave dwarves that have passed away while working here. And then other than that, just minor details like a block of an ore hanging from the beams to indicate what you find on this level, or what you find most of on this level. So you got diamond and redstone here, gold, lapis, iron, and copper and coal here. And then also there is here, this place. I put a skulk down here because I want to do something with skulk in this mine, but I haven't figured out what that would look like yet. But so I'm just putting that there as a reminder. Now, if you paid close attention to what I said earlier, I said the mine was almost complete. In fact, let's replay that back. The mine is now almost done in all its messy and complicated glory. Also, all my videos are AI generated. Whoa. Did somebody say TMI? But yeah, the mine isn't completely finished. First off, you can see this upper floor here is kind of, barren. There's a lot of negative space that I could fill with something. And that's mainly because, well, I want to try and make like a way to decorate the walls of the entire kingdom. Walls like these, that something like the beams here, to not have it as flat and bland. And so I'm trying to come up with a design for a wall like this, and then of course I would also use that here. For now, this place is a little bit bland, but that's something that's going to come on way later. Another thing is that if you are familiar with mining history, it was pretty normal for miners back in the day to have canary birds down in their mines in case there ever was like a gas leak, if they found a gas vein, because the tiny little bird would suffocate before the humans would. Now, that is admittedly a very grim fact and piece of history, but nevertheless, I do want to include something like that. So I gotta go out and find some parrots to put in cages here. And then, lastly, but definitely the most noticeable, the dwarves here are mere skeletons. I gotta gather some heads, some armor to fit them out, and then post them as well, so that they actually bring a little bit of life here. Look at these guys, they're just standing in their chairs. You can't do that. Didn't your mother ever tell you not to stand on your chair? Some dwarves have no respect for They have no manners, that's the word. God. So yeah, I guess I gotta go and fix that right away. Mojang! Come here, I have a bone to pick. Come here! Tell me, oh, why on this square, cubed world is the crafting recipe for armor trims using 7 diamonds? That's absolutely outrageous. I mean, I'm not opposed to having diamonds in a recipe. I'm opposed to having this many. I have to make 54 of these. That's like 370 something diamonds. I don't even have enough of that. I had to go mining. I had to use the mine. These are very conflicting feelings. But now I guess I gotta waste all my diamonds on this. I mean, it's just a cosmetic upgrade. It's not even an upgrade. There's no benefit to having trims on you. So, why? Fix it. There's no reason for this to be the case. Now, this feels just like burning money, honestly. And I have another shulker here. And I only have 1 diamond to my name now. So, that's cool. So, I've gotten everything I need now. And I can just put it all on here. And I've installed the armor stand mod, which makes, moving around is features easier than using the book. Although for this, I think I'm just going to be using the walking preset. No, actually running. Yes, make it look like he's late for work and rushing to the minecarts to get down to his post. Also, oh, not doing that. Remove the base plate. And yeah, it would be cool to, scale him a little bit down since it's a dwarf, but that feature is in a later version of this mod, and I haven't actually updated my game to 1.21 yet, because, well, I've been waiting for other mods to update. That'll be for another episode. But for now, it's time to dress these statues. So, the dwarven armor stands are now in place, and, well, most of them aren't really that interesting. God, now we gotta go up there, because I said one word wrong and start over. Oh my God, I gotta waste a whole rocket on that. Can't believe it. So, the dwarven armor stands are now in place, and, well, they aren't really that interesting. The most interesting ones I already showed you, like these guys sitting here on the elevator being pulled up. But I did avoid showing you one of them, which is over here, actually. Oh, didn't make it. This guy, this dwarf, readying his pickaxe with the full might of Thor with his hammer to smite this copper ore. That's which is a really funny pose, and not to mention very dynamic, very lifelike, honestly. Yeah, a lot of these poses have a lot of elements to them that are, slightly moved. Like this one, for example, I think every single bone does have a movement, even the torso, and the head is tilted a little bit to the side to make it, a little bit more lifelike. And then you notice the chickens as well. Yes, I realized that you can't actually breed parrots. So, if I were to go out and find some grey parrots for this, well, I would have to find... oh wow, I had to find 20 grey parrots. That's not going to happen. And, you know, I was about to get mad at Mojang for, for not making parrots breedable. But then I realized something. Mojang is Swedish. They simply can't help it. They are inferior to my superior Norwegian intellect, you know? So yeah, it all really, it makes sense now, honestly, that they make these bad decisions. So I can't really blame them, because that would be rude of me. Right, good, moving on. Oh, wow! Oh, ho, ho, ho. And, oh, I should stop going around with my HUD hidden so much. I can't believe I almost forgot to mention, but the clothes the dwarves are wearing is like, it's a uniform required for when you're in the mines. And the armor trim with amethyst, it's supposed to make it look like those reflective safety vests. So, if there's been a cave-in or accident and someone, lights a torch, you can kind of see it shine in the amethyst. And I think I mentioned it in a video before, but working in the mines is kind of like a military service for the dwarves. You, at one point in your life, you have to go through it. So that's also kind of the idea behind the uniforms. So yeah, this has been a very interesting, successful build, and not to mention a very useful one. But you're probably wondering, or maybe not wondering, but are still going to be forced upon, the lore of this mine. Yes, I've got something very interesting cooked up for you today. So let's hit that segment.
There are few who know the tales of this world. I am one of those few, and I'm here to tell them. According to the old legends, the Mjeldvemmel was said to be the dwarven holy land, a mountain in which every single rock and stone contained valuable minerals. Nobody knows for certain that the mountain the dwarves call Mjeldvemmel today is their promised land. However, there are tales every so often of ores and minerals supposedly regenerating after there's been a cave-in, for example. Some dwarves claim that the rubble filled up the mine anew, as if the tunnel was never dug out at all. Others claim to have found gemstones in excess rock being hauled off for use in construction. The dwarves believe this to be a blessing from their god, the World Crafter. But other races fear something else is at play. Naturally, the other races don't believe in a dwarven god, so their theories as to where the ores come from are vastly different. Most people just believe the dwarves to be oblivious, that the mystical gemstones were right above their heads the entire time. Some other people, however, have much more serious accusations. These people believe the minerals and such to not be authentic at all, but rather synthetic, that the dwarves, through some secret dark magic, create these products out of nothing. These rumors have been spread around to the point that certain people completely refuse to use dwarven products, for the fear that the supposed synthetic nature of it weakens its quality, durability, and effectiveness. Whether all of this is true or not, no one knows. But it is certain that these rumors are the reason dwarves do not have a complete monopoly on metals and gemstones. As for what I believe, the world is a magical place. It is not out of the question that something magical could be behind this. So come again next time to hear me tell yet another magical tale.
What about that, huh? I start to feel like a lot of the lore became very, stagnant. It wasn't that interesting, a little bit too much repeating at points, and didn't really move the world forward. So creating this sort of little piece of conflict almost in the overall society of this realm, it's pretty interesting and can also make for some interesting future pieces of lore. But that's it for now. It's been a pretty long episode and really entirely focused on this mine. So I think I'm going to call it here. If you want to see more of what these dwarves get up to and how their kingdom develops, then hit that subscribe button to see when I upload this next video in the series, or if you're interested in whatever else I might be making. I got some few other things brewing as well. So, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. And you're looking lovely today. Mwah. Goodbye.